we'll see you again at halftime of that one. We'll see you at halftime, folks.
Perfect afternoon for football. Sam Darnold and the Seattle Seahawks. Hawks have a chance to have a special season, but they can get pressure on the quarterback without blitz. For the Tennessee Titans, look, there's no sugar. His college teammate Xavier Restrepo could order up a better late fall day in that. Allison Williams before we kick it off.
Hey there against LA, but after that game they made two things. Those picks, Darnold was forcing the ball. He was late. Hard lesson to learn, but I have confidence in Sam.
Defer, so Tennessee will start with, he's going to play a big role, as usual, in Nashville. DK on the run to the starting field position or in completion percentage.
Yeah, and you heard Allison talk about Sam Darnold.
DK in motion, he gets the flip. Turns the corner, blockers in front and diving for a first down. He's going to end today. No Ernest Jones, no Tyrese Knight. Very thin at linebacker for Seattle, so they run up Jamie for Tennessee on third down. Dead last in the league. Seahawks bring pressure, one-on-one coverage downfield, looking for DK, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? It's about making plays. The inside receiver going deep. You're going to take that shot down there. That is a well-thrown ball.
14 this year on fourth down. They'll go for it. Ward looking. Finds his tight end. It's Gunnar Helm. And a first down for Tennessee.
Gunnar Helm is going to come from your traditional tight end spot right there. He's going to drift over there. Really nice job.
On first down, the handoff to Tajay Spears, and Spears gets blasted. Patrick O'Connell.
Tajay Spears goes to jump inside to get away from Devin Witherspoon, and here comes Pat O'Connell from the inside out. Real nice.
On 2nd and 9. Open, and Ward throws as he's going down. He finds Chig Okonkwo.
Okonkwo on the opposite side of the field, sees his quarterback in trouble, gets over there, gets into his line of sight as he's going to the ground.
Backside pressure comes, and he'll just throw it at the feet of Okonkwo, incomplete. Brandon Peely. On 2nd down, the pitch to Pollard. Not a lot of room, and a flag down in the secondary. Boy.
Number 53, 5-yard penalty, repeat second down.
This season, he elevated to that role still under former head coach Brian Callahan and has stayed in that. On 3rd down and inches, the handoff to Julius Chestnut, and Chestnut powers for the first down.
To see Titans team, but they're just sparks during the course of the game. This opening drive, they on this opening drive.
And on 1st and goal, on the sweep, and there's a negative play. As you speak,
It's better when the end of the line is in a three-point stance and he's got his head down. You're running.
6 defensive backs for Seattle. Over the middle and a sliding catch made inside the 5.
And how about the throw? And that's one of the things you'll see. You know, you all these younger quarterbacks.
Fake the pitch. Ward looking. Nobody open. Pumps. Ward around the corner, and Ward takes a hit.
It's that hard pitch. He comes back. He's got a slant on the backside. The receiver ran through a couple of different windows, but Cam Ward felt he couldn't get that.
And the Titans have the early 3-0 lead.
But this is why this is such an impressive job by Cam Ward. You just don't feel comfortable turning it loose into either one of those options. And see if we can just continue that. Let's let our defense get out onto the field now and see how they do on their part.
Snared on the line by Cody White. And White runs into his own man and is down possession of the ball game. And on 1st down, Walker with a gaping hole over the left side turns the corner, and he
guy covering gets too far inside. Right there, Darrell Baker just way too far inside. You lose contain.
But
and that's
penalty is added to the end of the play. Automatic first down.
That's Jihad Ward, the 10-year vet.
In the red zone, but they get the field goal. The defense, who, when you watch on some of that momentum that the offense just created, and continue it, and they come out and they give up an explosive.
Pressure coming. Darnold throws, finds his tight end, A.J. Barner. And Barner gets those turnovers. Allison mentioned it in the open. You talked about it as well.
That's me. I'm waiting for that guy to get open. I want to make that big throw. Find that balance in between those two elements, and you'll get back into playing that.
5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Darnold steps up. He's got Barner with room to run. A first down for the tight end and more. Punted. And on 1st down, it's Walker Walker nowhere to go and somehow fights his way.
Ain't going to be.
Shaheed takes a direct snap, fakes the give to Walker, and Rashid Shaheed snowed under.
He can create a little bit of chaos inside for the Tennessee Titans.
On 3rd down and 5, Darnold deflected away from Walker.
And again, I think you got to go somewhere else, right? I think this is really good coverage on the outside. Look at that. I mean, he is in a position. Marcus Harris is.
Good snap and hold. Myers' kick is good. By time since at least 2000. Here's Pollard again up the middle. He's met in the hole by Patrick O'Connell.
Personal foul. Chop block. Offense, number 13. Penalties decline.
So, coming from the inside out, and yeah, it's that kind of. They get a little bit gray for me at times.
This first quarter, all 3 yards to go or less. Ward on the run, finds an open man, and down the sideline is DK, a big...
Into the vision of Cam Ward. And that was a situation there where I'm like, oh boy, you could have just kind of pulled that one down and got some yards running.
There were 12 players in the offensive huddle. It's a 5-yard penalty. It's first down.
I was in to get a first down here off the 1st and 15.
It's the handoff to Tajay Spears, who reverses his field, finds a little room. There's a flag down. It'll be Pollard trying to sweep the outside, and Pollard going nowhere. Big hit.
But boy, I tell you what, Patrick O'Connell and Drake Thomas, you put tape on, and that is tailor-made. I mean,
him a special teamser for the most part in his first couple years in the league. Ward under pressure. He finds Pollard, his outlet on the sideline, and Pollard out of bounds. Headline earlier, he is out with an ankle injury, so that depletes this line. And for Seattle. Shaheed, terrific speed. Bouncing off one tackle, and Shaheed. Every ball game in Nashville. Sam Darnold. It's Jackson Smith and Jigba. And gets the ankle tap. Play action. Tight end Arroyo with the catch. And down
last week against the Rams. The one thing that he has to understand is he's got a great team around him. We touched on this during the support that he got from his teammates post-game as everybody tried to create that narrative was really cool.
And a flag down as Darnold looks to a little step early, and that was enough to draw the flag. So now 3rd down
here, but really a great asset that they've brought in.
Darnold with time, going up top for Jackson Smith, and Jigba drops it in the butt. 6 on the board from 63 out.
You're in trouble right there. He's on top of you, and a really good throw, and really well played. I like the way the hand is up.
Extra point makes it 10-3. Made sure that didn't become a problem for anybody in the locker room last week.
Yeah, they did. Ernest Jones. I just need to be better about going out and doing my job.
Pressure on Ward on 1st down, able to escape. And Ward yanked down. Cam Ward, his team's got his back too, just as a rookie.
Yeah, you get beat real quick. Dan Moore just gets beat, I mean, right off the snap.
2nd and 8 at the 17. They'll run into that blitz, and Pollard is buried.
These guys also can trigger things. You know, you're watching the play develop, and you just see something. And
here comes pressure from Witherspoon. In trouble is Ward. Down he goes.
But as you watch that far side, that's where your drop is going to come. You're going to get a drop out on the backside, but you're going to add Devin Witherspoon on the front side. And that's just for you to have a guy that free to your quarterback.
So a 3 and out and a short. Inside the 35, Rashid Shaheed.
Element. We've talked about the offense and the defense. We touched on the kickoff a little bit, but you go out and you get Rashid Shaheed. You bring him in at that trade.
Here's Walker. Tried the jump cut. Nothing there. He didn't like what he saw. On 2nd down, there's Jackson Smith and Jigba again, and a 1st down. Toss play Walker. A lot of tight and blue in front of him, but he got a little bit of that corner.
Sideline, it's the ability for the corners to not just be good tacklers, but to be physical, tough guys. And you'll see that on both sides. Darrell Baker right there on that.
2nd and 6. Darnold with time, checks it to Walker. Walker looking for that
red zone quest, Kevin. Trying to figure out You know, what are the big determining factors down here? I love Clint Kubiak saying, you know, why get to.
They're 7 for 8 this year. They got stymied last week running their barnyard play.
Neutral zone infraction.
Big physical body.
Yep.
We're going to bring him in to do this, and now he's developed cadence. Now he's developed cadence.
I asked Sam Darnold. Here's Walker buried in the backfield. Excellent penetration. Leading the charge was Kevin. Cup in motion. Darnold looking. Over the middle, deflected in the air and incomplete.
The decision that Sam Darnold has made to throw back across his body into the middle of the field. He gets a great jump on the ball. That was a dangerous throw.
Delay of game by the offense. 5-yard penalty. Showdown.
Now 3rd and goal from the 12. 3rd and goal from the 12. Darnold looking for Smith and Jigba, turns, and it's off his fingertips at the 2 and incomplete.
Receiver, statistically one of the best route runners. I mean, it's hard to say that he's not the guy.
7 earlier. And this kick is good, makes it 13-3. Seattle, 4:40 kickoff strategy, bouncing at the 10.
Really nice fielding of the kick. Holy
yeah, DK, little baseball background there, scooped that one up on the short hop. And motion from DK. Ward under pressure, and he'll just spike that one.
What Sadie Keller Foundation does for childhood cancer awareness, she's been on Capitol Hill multiple times. She's been at the White House.
At the 28. Ward over the middle, open, and a first down. It's James Prochet. From DK across, and on first down, the handoff is to Pollard. Much there, and it's 2nd down.
Interact on the sideline, you would not think he is a rookie.
Yeah, they've been impressed with his work ethic for sure as he finds Prochet again.
From Ward, regular season, it's 6 o'clock. Here comes Cam Ward. It's just who he is. He's very strict and disciplined in his approach.
Play action for Ward. Floats it down the sideline for his tight end helm, and he can't pull it in.
Early, so the timing on the jump kind of threw him off a little bit, but I like that play call. Let's be aggressive, see if we can take a shot. We've got a Seattle.
Connor O'Toole was inactive today. Surratt is out for the rest of the day. And now Nwosu dinged up. Force it to him on 4th and 1. Titans will go. They go with Chestnut trying to push the pile. I don't think he got there.
You're trying to get a duo there, and he misses. You can see him come through right there. So as he's trying to get that big hit along.
First down, handoff up the gut. Zach.
Offensively, just so frustrating. You saw how well Cam's been throwing the ball today compared to how he's been throwing it during the course.
2nd and 8. Pressure comes. Darnold, outlet to Charbonnet. Charbonnet up the sidelines. He's got a first. Darnold on first down. Missed his target there. Shaheed looked like he was open.
In the NFL.
It's Charbonnet up the middle. Nice run by Zach Charbonnet. Somehow found space where it looked like front. Here's Darnold on first down. Jackson Smith and Jigba dancing from the 30-yard line, and it's to work with so far. Excellent operation in the 2-minute drill.
I'm very impressed with Mike McDonald and how he handled.
Here's Darnold on first down. Pumps and throws over the middle. There's Cooper Kupp, his first catch, and a coup. Zach Charbonnet began his career at Michigan. He may care less. Darnold with time. Checks over the middle with Smith and Jigba, who runs toward the side. Injured player on the far sideline. Out of bounds timeout. They still have 1 timeout remaining as a result of the injury, and Tennessee gets charged. 2nd and 9. And this play stops before it starts. A little motion.
Zone defense, and you're trying to figure out, what are some of the things that are really big players.
14 from the 17. Darnold under pressure, on the run, throwing for the end zone. A flag is down. The ball goes with it here. Darnold looking to the end zone for Jackson Smith and Jigba. Incomplete 2 this afternoon. And the kick by Myers is good. 0 for 2 in the red zone. Now 1 for 6 the last game and a half for Seattle. Jackson Smith-Njigba still on his feet. And
defensive calls, and you want to be able to play a little bit man-to-man, but you've got to...
His 8th 100-yard game of the season. It extends the Seattle record as Kenneth Walker is banged out near the 70% completion percentage, and his 25th completion a moment ago. Moose of 20.
Explosive pass plays.
On 2nd and 4, play action. Darnold to the end zone. Smith-Njigba with his second.
He's going to win inside, then he's going to bend outside to give him some space from the safety before he comes back, and just really well timed.
And a flag, and this will not make Mike McDonald happy. Another operational penalty. So 5 yards back from Myers, a 38-yard extra point. And the kick is good nonetheless. DK a yard deep in the end zone, he'll bring it out. Looking for a big play. Can he find one on the edge?
He's 38 yards ahead of George Pickens, number 2.
And the toss to DK. And DK up the sideline and out of bounds.
He plays with, he said he has this childlike enthusiasm to him. Yes, he can even laugh at himself.
Ward off play action. Floats it over the head of Pollard. Oh, he had Pollard open field for Seattle defensively. Pressure comes. Ward's in trouble. Williams has him in the sack. About the importance of this year, and he said, I've been trying to reiterate that to the guys the last few weeks. I've been to the playoffs once in my previous 10 years now, and it is tough. You can tell he feels for the guys on the Tennessee side.
Yep.
But he said,
with everything lined up the way it is right now for Seattle, so got to sort it out so they can experience that joy of meaningful games.
a receiver in a single season in Seattle history. Darnold on 1st down, floats it over the head of A.J. Barner.
His releases off the line of scrimmage and how they help him.
From the 22. Here's Smith-Njigba, there's the record. DK Metcalf, 3rd down and 2 for Seattle. Over the middle, trying to fit it into Cup, and it's broken up by Darrell Baker.
And then the break on the football when he sees it, gets a hand on it to make the deflection.
DK. Lives. DK will take it to the house. Touchdown, Tennessee. Extra point is good. And it's 23-10. Rashid Shaheed trying to return the favor, but he's stuck at the 26-yard line. Let's go back to the return and see.
Pinned, and once DK got around that corner, they had a nice little wall set up.
Here's Walker down the sideline.
Wide receiver position is just not about catching footballs.
Back-to-back big games for Kenneth Walker. He was sick
there, and every once in a while you can catch a guy off balance and get yourself a nice
play action. It's Walker out of the backfield, lots of room. His fullback in front. Walker out. Play action. Darnold turned around, saw a defender in his face, and knew where Jackson Smith.
Going to go from opposite hash to the outside on a line with some tight coverage. So that shows
6. Charbonnet up the middle, got low, and gets down to the 5-yard line. Darnold back to Charbonnet, bouncing to the edge. Charbonnet towards the goal line, touchdown.
On Jalen Armour-Davis. I mean, he's going to be the guy that's going to have to make the play, right? Everybody else gets eaten up. He steps up inside, and once he...
Extra point is good. And a 6-play, 74-yard response.
It was one of the things we talked about with Tennessee. If they can find that consistency and start to build that confidence, it is to play this team, because it's tough to find a weak spot. Unless
not the return man from the goal line for Tennessee. Chestnut, a little stutter step across the 30 and down. Today, 5 accepted against the Titans. Detroit as the Lions take on the Green Bay Packers. 12-time Grammy winner Jack White. Ward on 1st down to the air. Flag is down as Okonkwo is stopped at the 33-yard
line. In the backfield, 5-yard penalty, repeat 1st down.
J.C. Latham, who was flagged for 4 penalties last week.
Get a hold of this penalty issue. He can take a step in his 2nd season.
Ward chased by Williams, finds Pollard.
For the pass there, and then there's that turn and run. And I tell you, you hear that crack.
If you're Josh Jobe, you're going to wonder. Up the middle to the 30-yard line. 3 on the.
About their ability to get pressure without adding to the mix. They seem to have blitzed a little bit more.
DK in motion, 4-man rush this time. Ward to the sideline, open as Okonkwo into Seattle territory.
Sideline.
Easy pitch and catch for
7 yards coming into the game.
Lost Calvin Ridley last week for the season with a broken fibula as Tony Pollard fights up with him. 2nd and 9. Ward down the sideline. Excellent coverage by Jobe. He was working against James. Xavier Restrepo checking in for Tennessee. That's not going to be targeted here as Spears had a little slip on the cut, and that gave Patrick O'Connell.
Stocky, physical. We hear the cracks on the tackles.
Here's Ward, a diving attempt made by James. 2nd and 5. Sidearm batted down. Derek Hall read that. Ward, pressure from Hall. He'll throw on the run. Caught over the middle, and it's.
Oh, and Gunnar Helm. Both of them doing a nice job, just, finding that soft spot, keeping your eyes on your quarterback, making sure that you always
goal. The fake, Ward on the keep, weaving up the middle, airborne to the goal line, touchdown Tennessee.
Some nice blocking right there. It's going to be one of those shovel passes, but it's Chigo Okonkwo comes across in motion. Cam Ward does a great job of, when you talk about playing well for the course of the game against a very good opponent.
Extra point is good. There's a. So it's a personal foul against Seattle.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness by the defense, number 99.
One in our game last week. Jeffrey Simmons had one last week, so it's something that's coming around. You can see the people doing it.
Oh my gosh! And on the 25 yards from the spot of the kick.
Yeah, there's a few things with the dynamic kickoff that
position for their defense. And Darnold, Walker may not have been where he thought he was, and Darnold.
But what he has done, for this team.
As Walker gets into the secondary and another first down.
Conversation.
Yeah, you and I were talking with Clint Kubiak before the game with Allison, and he said, look, the snap, and he said, not only does he make everybody on the field better, he makes us as coaches better. That's the.
What's up?
Here's Walker. The jump cut up the middle and then plows forward to the 41-yard
group, and they workshopped it a bit and eventually came to him with the MOB acronym, Seahawks.
Thank you for censoring it so we all keep our job. As Walker bouncing it to the outside, trying to get to the corner, and the Titans are there.
Just a great job of getting to the sideline, and it was my responsibility to have that payback later this afternoon down in Texas.
4th and 3. Darnold, pressure up the middle, in trouble, and down he goes. These defense starting to get healthy. Arden Key back, Jeffrey Simmons back. They he took it in stride. Nobody took it personal, and Tennessee playing well right now. Still down 13 as Chigo Okonkwo takes it to midfield. 2nd and 6. Pollard up the middle. And he's going to end up a yard short of the first down. The heavy package. And the handoff to Pollard. And Pollard trying to wriggle out of the grasp of Leonard Williams.
Missing Tony Pollard to change direction before he even gets to the line of scrimmage.
Because that's 2 or 3 times that he's been able to get into the backfield and help stop run plays before they get started.
Yeah, and they've got the ability to do that. It's in their control. Everything else, that is awesome when you are playing at a high level.
11, the guard in the backfield, and Cam Ward on the sneak and a push that looks like it's got the first down.
Guys, no, it's actually, so Drake Thomas is the next one over. That was Patrick O'Connell. Those linebackers.
You take a look. What do you see? Did he get enough for the first down, or was he held short? Ward looking for a deep shot. He'll check it down instead to Pollard. In motion. Ward flips it over to Pollard. Pollard is stacked up at the
4th and south right there in that situation. you're going to get more yardage than Tony Pollard ended up getting on
Restrepo in motion. Ward on the open. It's Restrepo.
Xavier Restrepo does a great job finding his quarterback, and again, this is middle of the field.
Just got the snap. Tajay Spears struggles forward to the 21.
Now back to the middle. Now, how do you know he's going to do that?
You
I
know.
mean, there's no
He's
way.
the all-time leading receiver in the University. Over the middle. How about his second NFL catch? Restrepo. Did he ever get into a game? Everybody likes the underdog, and it's the undrafted. Ward. Pressure again. Ward's in trouble. Down he goes.
And he opens up that inside move for Boye Mafe, and he's able to get in and get a hold of Cam Ward.
He won. Ward looking for Restrepo, and he gets popped. Restrepo wants a
Kind of the use of the crown of the helmet, but he's not a defenseless player at that point.
Ward.
Oh, boy.
Gunnar Helm. Helm going airborne. Helm fights his way. In the fourth. Seattle with the ball on a 13-point lead. Worst start of the day for Seattle from their own 20. Darnold to Walker. Well read by Seattle. Art Key was right there, and turnovers today for the Seahawks. Darnold missing Cooper Kupp on the